Hello, I'm Russ Melly from The Direct.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations on the movie, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us all.
Absolutely, I'm very happy to be here.
You know, you were amazing in the film.
Thank you.
Really, really great work. And I wanted to ask, how many, or are there any particular pop stars that you pulled from with your performance? And then what did you pull from your own life in the spotlight?
There really wasn't a particular person that I was pulling from. Maybe I think, number one, because I maybe didn't want it to be too derivative of a person, but also I think it was just trusting the fact that I've consumed these, wonderful performers throughout the years, and subconsciously it will come out. And of course, I'm sure people can draw comparisons, and that's and through the costume and the choreography, and each of those artists and our costume designer and our choreographer, I'm sure, of course, they've also taken inspiration. But I wanted to just trust the fact that what would come out, and that's what we did.
Last question real quick for you. I have to ask.
Yeah.
Aladdin 2 was confirmed years ago. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, I'd probably be the last one to hear. I know it's above my pay grade, that question. So
Still waiting, but thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Well, congratulations on being here, on getting the film done.
Thank you so
Everyone's
much.
getting ready to see it. My first question is just when it comes to Smile as a franchise, people love it, right? And it picked up really fast with that first movie. What is it about the franchise that you think connects with people so well?
Well, it's still very surreal to even hear people use the word franchise. This was just
I know it's only 2 movies so far.
something I wrote in my bedroom, and then this has happened. But I think that for me, if I was even going to approach a sequel, I wanted to make sure that, in asking an audience to give me their time again, that I was going to, deliver something really worthwhile and unexpected and fresh and exciting. And I think, if I had my way, that'll become sort of the hallmark of what Smile is unexpected, stories that are really character-driven and freaky that never stop being scary.
For you, just when you were working on the movie, personally, what was the most unique experience you had, whether it be on set, off set, or at any point in the process?
Well, there's so many on this one for sure. I mean, what comes to mind immediately was the opportunity to basically get to put on essentially a live pop show. That was a huge learning curve that took an enormous amount of prep. We wanted to make sure that that we built real credibility into this pop star, and that people in watching this would be like, wait, is she real? I don't understand. This is so effective and feels so honest and true. And so that world of a pop star and sort of bringing that to life was a really, really unique experience.
She seems legitimate in the movie, so it worked.
Yeah, that was I have to give so much credit to Naomi and the gravitas that she carries and the hard work she put in.
Now, and I have a heavy question for you. In regards to the first movie, right? I've talked to people recently who have said that they interpret it kind of as being the message anyone with mental health issues, right, are doomed to succumb to them, which I don't get that from it, but I see how someone might come to that conclusion. So I was just wondering what you think of that and kind of what your intentions were with an ending like the first one particularly.
Right. I mean, listen, I never try to put a message in any of my films. I'm more interested in exploring some theme or something that's on my mind. And so in the first film, Rose is a character that we're following, and she has her own unique life circumstances and situations. And I think that the film is a blend of something that is psychological, there's metaphor going on, but there's also something supernatural going on. And, it's also a rated R horror movie that's designed to sort of terrify adults. And so, I feel that endings that are tied up with a pretty bow, that are clean or designed to just pat an audience on the head and say everything will be okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not for me. I'm more interested in a real exploration of something that, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, a real human experience. And, that's what I was chasing with that first film.
Well, thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I've seen it. It's great. So wonderful work in it.
Thank you.
When it comes to the Smile franchise, what do you think about it connects so well with audiences? Because people love it, right? It's people are really into it.
I think it's really scary, and I think it taps into something very deeply scary, which is when someone bares their teeth at you like a monkey. It's scary when someone's smiling at you and you don't know them. Or sometimes when you do. Yeah.
It's just why are you smiling at me?
It's what's going on in your mind. Yeah.
There's that scene in the movie where Skye's like, stop smiling at me, and everyone's like, yeah,
Yes.
please stop.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's in the trailer. All right, so for my defense, you're fine. For you, what was the most unique part of being a part of this movie, whether that be on set, while you were working on it, off set, like before you got on set?
It's an interesting character to play, like the close confidant of someone who's super, super famous. That is a real kind of person. Like a lot of these celebrities have sort of like a friend from childhood that they keep in their entourage, and that's a very interesting dynamic between two people that I haven't gotten to play yet. Yeah. So that was fun.
How hard did you work on your smile?
You know what? Everybody told me, oh, Parker's going to get it dialed in. He's going to say not that, do this. I did it once, and he was like, exactly. So I don't know what that says about my mental health. They're like, you look scary already.
You can throw people off with your smile, apparently. So
yes.
Use that as you will.
I was demonic on the first take.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a wild ride.
Good. Wild ride is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a very good thing.
It's a wild, scary, terrifying, horrifying ride.
It is, and that leads into my first question is, Smile 2 really, or just the series, connects with people, and people love it. What do you think about the series really clicks with so many people?
Well, you're saying it does connect with people, and that's because the director, who happens to be right here, writes very real people, real relationships, real characters within situation that is just insane and terrifying. I mean, obviously, this is out of this world, that even the sort of the schism between what's real and what's not is intense through the whole film. So you're not in a real place, and yet the people and the relationships are very human, and the terror is portrayed by Naomi unbelievably. So we connect to humanity, we connect to real circumstance, we connect to people who are honest and real, and relationships that make sense to us. So the terror is huge because of that.
Yeah. And what would you say for you was the most unique part of being a part of this film?
Well, I've never done a full-on terror film. I've been in zombie TV shows, I've killed a lot of zombies, and been in scary medical situations as an actor on both sides of the bed. So doing a horror film was really fun. I mean, it's not scary while you're shooting it. There's just too much going on, although there were some moments when the lights were dark and I couldn't see where I was supposed to stand, and I was scared that I would mess up and make everybody miss lunch. But as a horror film act, I just never done it. I just wanted to bring the kind of energy that needs to serve this up. But again, because the film is so grounded in reality, strange as that sounds, it was like a wonderful acting exercise.
Now, you mentioned your medical experience. I was a big fan of House back in the day.
Great.
What are the chances that maybe one day, if there's ever like a reunion or some sort of continuation, would you be interested in pursuing that idea?
100%. 100%. Yeah. In fact, Hugh's right there. I'm going to go ask him.
Let me know. Report back.
Can we do it? Yes, of course. I mean, there have been a lot of reboots these days. House was obviously a monster hit. I mean, for all the right reasons, it was a great show. And now there's a whole other generation of people who get it on streaming. And the world reach of that show is pretty astounding. So I cannot imagine that people wouldn't want to get some more stories out of that.
Yeah, I want to see it. It's here. Your face is plastered all over the place.
All over the place. Out of control.
My first question for you is, you have a relationship with Skye in this movie, but most of it is off screen and you don't even see it develop. So how much did you guys explore what that was off screen?
Well, I was really lucky that most of the days that I got called in, I was the last shot of the day, which was just the smile. And I was happy to hang out. So me and Naomi were just like hanging out. We were on Beacon Street, in Beacon, New York, and we just hung out all the time. We just hung out all the time, and we got to talk to each other and get to know each other, go to museums, and I think it just worked out.
You're like, this is a real smile. I'm not even acting right now.
No, this is genuine. This is the way that my face looks. Yeah.
Well, so for you, and maybe that's part of the answer as well, but what was the most unique element of this experience for you compared to everything else you've done?
I think the scale of it was so incredible. When I read the script, I was like, I wonder how they're going to pull this off. And then one of the first days I went, we were in the stadium, full lights, full setup, full everything, and I was like, oh, this is going to work. This is going to work. So, yeah.
Now, you guys do have some scenes together in the past. Because I've seen the movie, but I will keep details to the minimum.
Yeah.
But when you were performing those scenes, how much of that was scripted versus did they let you guys just improv? Kind of what that relationship was in that crucial moment.
Yeah, they let us just go.
Just go?
You know, we had the thing. We got the scene. Of course, like you get what you write.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, all right, we got time. Just do it. And we just had fun. You know, we were just having fun with it. So.
Well, thank you again for talking to me, and I enjoyed the movie. Appreciate it. What is it about the Smile franchise you think really connects with people? Because so many people love it. Like, they're really into it.
You know what? It's scary, and it starts from the very personal idea, which is you questioning your own reality. That can happen to literally anyone at any time. I know if that started happening to me, I would freak the heck out. So I think it resonates with people because it's really personal.
How much did you practice your smile?
You know what? I always tell the story. When I had to shoot my smile, Parker was like, "Smile for us," and I smiled, my regular smile, and he was like, "Yeah, that's pretty creepy," and I was like, right.
Thank you.
Right.
I do it myself.
Yeah.
What would you say was the most unique part of being a part of this movie compared to everything else you've ever done?
You know, it's I haven't really shot a lot of horror, like pure horror, but as I was kind of saying, like the premise is so personal and really touching at the end of the day. So working on something that was both so grand, spectacular, and like horrifically scary, that also had this like really deeply personal touch was impactful to me.
So you never worked on horror before. So what was the most surprising part of being part of this movie? What did you not expect going into it?
Yeah, I never really get super freaked out when I'm watching something. I mean, I do, I jump. But there was a scene we were shooting where I truly on set I got the chills. I was like, I didn't even think I got scared that easily, and I'm actually terrified right now.
Well, that's how you know it's good.
That's how you know it's good.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah.
You know, congratulations on the movie,
Thank
for
you so
one.
much.
I hope it's an amazing feeling, be able to hear it all in its final form.
Very exciting. Yeah, I can't believe it's all happening, and yeah, there we go.
When you were designing, you know, the music for this movie, what was kind of your North Star, and like, what did you want to make sure was intact in all of it?
I think the main thing is when I work with an artist, what makes them unique, what makes them different, and finding their inner voice. And I think we had so many inspirations, but I knew that Skye had to be different, and we tried to find that. And I think once we had Blood on White Satin, that was kind of the North Star.
For you, what was the most unique part of being a part of this project compared to everything else you've done in your career?
Working with Naomi. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. The fact that we got to write the songs together, and she really wanted to be involved in the writing process, and I think that's why Skye is so believable.
And the last question, what was the most surprising element of this project? What came around and you just like, oh, you didn't expect that?
To be honest, I think Parker just really dug the music quickly. I was expecting a lot of changes and rewrites, and I think we were all just on board and happy with the vision pretty early on, so that was very exciting.